Welcome to the Ridgeline Hunting Podcast. I am your host, David Crane, and this is brought to you by Phelps Game Calls, professional grade game calls made for every hunter. We really want to say thank you to Phelps. They have been a sponsor since the beginning of the podcast and also on YouTube. So go and check out the description below for any discounts that we have with any of our partners. Check them out. Muley Freak, that's brand new. It's Ridge 10, and I believe the R is capitalized. You can try it capital, uncapital, but it's Ridge 10 for 10% off at Muley Freak. We have 10% off at Phelps Game Calls. We have an awesome discount with Crazy Elk Company. Check them out. Ghost Scream. Who else am I missing? 2O Gear. 2O Gear, that's the camo company that I wear. I actually have one of their like little in-camp jackets. It's like a button-up, like a puffy. It is awesome. Actually, it's right here. Let's grab it. This is very nice. I actually sleep in this. If you guys are listening to this, it is a brand new jacket from 2O. Go and check them out at 2ogear.com. This is the Guide Light. It's nice. So if you want to go and check them out, we have a discount with them as well, and that is down in the description. But it's been a while, everybody. It's been a long time, so I might be stumbling over my words. It's been about 4 months since I've done a podcast, and I will tell you why. Well, during this summer, we left you off on a fishing trip that the whole family was going on. We had a great time. That was at the end of June, right when we came back. So the video, I will post that up. If you're watching on YouTube, it will be on the screen. But if you're just listening, we went on an awesome fishing trip. Shout out to Fish Eye Sport Fishing out of Clearwater, Florida. Awesome guys. We've fished with Captain Marlin before. He was actually the deckhand on this trip, and then our new captain was Brandon. Awesome guys, very knowledgeable of all the fish. Obviously, I mean, they're guides, they have to be, but some of the background story to some of the fishing, the knowledge that they had between the both of them was like 60 years of like fishing experience. Just absolutely insane. We had a great time catching crazy fish. We cannot wait to go back. I actually want to do like an all-guy trip. Just, you know, my hunting buddies and myself going over there to Clearwater, Florida, and having a fishing trip. And then, you know, bringing the families along as well. But, you know, just having like an all-guys trip for some of the guys that haven't fished Florida before or even in the deep Gulf. So I'm really excited to hopefully have that happen here in the near future. Either, you know, in 26 or in 27 during the summer. I really have to narrow down like what we want to fish for, because some of the regulations, some of the fishing they close actually. So when we were there, grouper was closed during that time. So we're catching grouper. We just weren't able to keep it or eat it, obviously. So it would be kind of cool to go over there and go after some Goliath grouper. That would be awesome. There's some king mackerel would be really cool. We were catching sharks, which was crazy. There might be some people here watching from the East Coast, but I've never caught a shark before. We do have sharks here in Washington. You're not technically allowed to fish for those sharks. It is a one-of-a-kind shark. It's only here in the Pacific Northwest. And I believe it's only in the Sound, really. And that's my backyard, so I can fish that at any time. But I technically don't think you can actually fish for those sharks. So it's a 7-gill. It's like the only fish, or the only shark of its kind, and you can't really fish for those. But anyways, when we got back from our fishing trip, my wife's cousin was coming in from Scotland. So right when that ended, because I've been wanting to get a podcast out with just myself and my family talking about this trip, but now with school in session and all that with sports and everything, it is very hard to like narrow down like a time where we can actually all get together and, you know, have an hour or so to talk about our trip. So here in the near future, we will be talking about probably both of our trips, because you haven't heard that from my boys. So they're going to be able to compare the first time that we went to this last time that we went. And to be honest with you, I don't know what they're going to say. So that's going to be super exciting. Just because they're a crazy bunch of boys. So with that, the cousin came in from Scotland, and he is 17 years old. He might have been 16 at the time, but he's a year younger than my oldest son. So they got along really. They're cousins, so they get along really well. But all they wanted to do was fish all summer long. So that's pretty much all we did all summer, is we fished, and it was great. There's already out on YouTube some fishing videos from our summer fishing together. They're fairly short. Some of them are shorts. Some of them are in long form, so you can go and check those out. Ridgeline Hunting on YouTube. And if you haven't already, please like and subscribe, because we always have a giveaway every single year. We give away elk calls during the summertime, and then we also, if you're local here in Washington, we have been doing the Sportsman Show the past couple years, and we do giveaways at the Sportsman Show as well. This year, I'm not sure if we're going to be actually have a booth at the Sportsman Show. I might do something a little different, where I actually go and talk to some of the vendors about their products and some of the history behind their products, and going from there. And I want to do that at the Washington and Portland show. So because there's a lot of vendors that don't go to the Washington show that are at the Portland show. So I'm going to try to figure that out. So we might not have a booth there, but we will be walking around. You will see me with, you know, a Ridgeline shirt or hat. But yeah, I'm actually wearing a Hunter Orange hat. This actually has our patch on it, Ridgeline Hunting patch. So you're not finding this anywhere. It's a one of one. But yeah, hopefully here soon we will have a website up and you'll be able to buy some merch. We are trying to figure that all out. You know, getting a website together, it is, for some people it's not a hassle at all, but for myself and David Sandana, it's been a hassle. So hopefully here soon we have a website up, and then people will be able to buy some merch. I do have some hats that are left over, so if you want to send us a message through social media or, you know, on YouTube, you can send a message from any of the platforms as well. We'll you know, check out your messages. If you want a hat, you know, hit us up. But yeah, so then our cousin's here. He left in the middle of July, or actually towards the end of July, and right at the end of July I had shoulder surgery. So I damaged my shoulder back in 24 weightlifting. It was months after that everything started coming together and rolling together, the MRIs, the x-rays, and all this stuff, to actually have my shoulder repaired and also my bicep. So I tore my bicep as well. So dealing with that, not being able to do any of the Northwest Mountain Challenges, which was a part of my goal this year. I wanted to hit 2 of them up. I wasn't able to do that. I wasn't really able to do any bear hunting at all through the summer. Our bear season starts August 1st. Some areas started a little bit later, but the areas that I normally hunt started August 1st. And I wasn't able to do that. I was actually still in a sling. And to be honest with you, taking the recoil from the rifle could have damaged my shoulder even more. I don't know. I didn't try to shoot my rifle. So that kind of got everything pushed back. And then finally, when I started being able to go through PT. So PT started actually a week after my surgery. So I was doing PT from the beginning. You know, I actually healed extremely fast. I was out of the sling in 2 weeks, but I was out of the sling, but I had no strength. There was no issues with the healing. I had no pain at all. I didn't take any painkillers, nothing like that. Actually, I had no pain at all. It was just, everything just was weak. So I was in the sling for just under 3 weeks, and in that 3 weeks, my arm was super weak. I couldn't even lift it straight out. Like, it was, extremely painful, like right in this range here, and then to get it straight out was extremely painful. And then holding it out to the side, that was like impossible. Now I can do that no problem. Lift it up. I got full range back. It's now just the strength. I missed the archery season because I didn't know if I could pull a bow back. I did. So during this whole process, I did change out the limbs in my bow. So my bow is actually set to 70 or 80 pounds is the max, 70 is the least amount. So I actually had the limbs replaced. Thank you to Sean Elza at Great Northwest. It's here in Puyallup. It's actually connected to Skookum Archery. He took care of me. He got my limbs all done, put everything back together. Black Eagle arrows. I've actually been with Black Eagle arrows since 2012, and I have the brand new Talon arrow. Now, if you guys are listening to this on the podcast, you're not going to be able to see this, but if you want to go over to YouTube, you can check out my bow setup. But yeah, the Black Eagle arrows, these things are awesome, and they're just a cool color. I'm all for like a crested arrow, only because when you shoot an animal and you retrieve your arrow, you can actually check it out, the blood, or if there's bubbles on it, you can kind of decipher like what if it's a good hit. Number one, I've never really had to chase down an animal. They usually drop within 15 to 20 feet, but you never know when you're going to have that one that you're going to actually have to follow a blood trail. And it's nice if you can find your arrow and you can decipher, if it's a liver hit or if you're in the guts, which would be absolutely terrible, you'd be able to decipher that. And it's really nice not having it just on the black carbon. You can see it on this green part. It's really nice if the arrow's like completely white. Those are nice, but I really like the color on this. I thought it was really cool. The limbs got changed out, so as you can see, they're not the same color as the riser anymore. They're actually just black. These are 50 to 60 pounds. It is actually maxed out at 63 pounds just because of the new strings and cables. These were new, I want to say after I got back from Arizona, but I haven't really been shooting the bow. So it maxes out at 63 pounds and I'm able to shoot it. I shoot probably 5 to 6 arrows daily right now. Just because, number one, I have a late season deer tag, and if I don't get anything this rifle season or late rifle, I'll be able to hunt with my bow. So I'm pretty excited about that. Yeah, I'm pretty excited that I can actually pull back my bow again. Yeah, in worst case scenario, I might be able to take an animal with my archery equipment here at the end of the year. But yeah, what else has been going on? The 7 PRC, we're trying to get that one dialed in. I had my buddy Eric shoot some rounds for me because I wasn't able to shoot. So he shot some rounds for me that we loaded up. I did not like the data from that. So we're going back to square one. We're trying something else. We're trying new powder, and we actually got another chrono too. So this was done on one of my older chronos. It's digital, but it's not as good as the one that David Sandana just picked up. And thank you again, Sean Elza. He helped us out. He was able to get a Garmin for us. We picked that up from the Great Northwest archery shop here in Puyallup. Frickin' Sean Elza is awesome. Just to let you guys know, there's a new owner over at the Great Northwest. You got to go down there, check it out. He's got a bunch of new bows. I shoot PSE. He's a PSE dealer, Hoyt and Matthews. He does plan on trying to bring on some more bows next year. So yeah, check them out. Great Northwest here in Puyallup, Washington. Sean Elza, the new owner, great guy. He has some other guys working with him as well, and they're all fantastic. They're all very knowledgeable. And yeah, I can't say enough about Sean. He's an awesome dude. But he helped us get a Garmin chrono. So now David Sandana just picked up a 300 PRC. There's a video of that as well on our YouTube channel. You can go and check that out. We're just sending some freedom seeds downrange just to, check it out. It's a brand new cartridge for us. We've never had any of these PRCs. So the 7 PRC, 300 PRC. I do plan on getting a 6.5 PRC, maybe. I already have 2 6.5 calibers. I have a Grendel and the Creedmoor, so might not get the PRC, but I just hear that the 6.5 PRC is fantastic. Also getting that PRC in a longer, barrel than a 20-inch if I'm chasing speed, which for me I'm not. The 7 PRC in the Ruger Gen 20 in the 20-inch barrel was because I was planning on putting a can on it. Now I don't know if I'm going to do that because Washington laws may be changing next year. Who knows what's going to happen? I hope they do like a grandfathering in type thing. If they plan on outlawing suppressors, I don't know what's going on, but I do plan on putting one on there. So I wanted the shorter barrel, so when I'm in the backcountry, I don't have to worry about a 30-inch barrel hitting branches and whatnot. And I could be way off base with that. But here in Washington State on the west side, it's extremely thick. So the less things I can get caught on branches and whatnot, I'm all for that. So the smaller barrel, there was some thought behind that, but I mean, it's still shooting like 2,800 feet per second. It's not, the 3,100 or the 3,200 or the 3,000 feet per second that everybody's chasing with the 7 PRC. For me, I'm not shooting, 1,000 yards. So within 500 yards at 2850, I'm okay with that. So I will be out rifle hunting. Rifle season is coming up in like 2 weeks. So when you guys actually listen to this, it will be a week away. So I'm super excited. I will be shooting the Ruger Gen 2 in 7 PRC, and I will be just using a factory load, only because we haven't had enough time to reload any new rounds right now and test it. So maybe that might happen during elk season. So elk season starts November 1st. I'm not sure when it ends, but I do have like 5-day block that I'll be doing that. I'll be hunting elk 5 days. So hopefully there'll be a awesome video with that, and we have a bull on the ground. If not, it's about the adventure. It's not always about tags being filled, but it is also nice to fill a freezer. So that is what is coming up. And everybody, I am truly sorry. It's been 4 months since you've heard my voice. I know it's grueling. But there are a lot of people that do listen to the podcast, and I am truly grateful for that. We are going to be having more guests. I do have some things set up for guests coming here, actually to my house, and we're actually going to be going to location as well for some of the podcasts. And yeah, so the rest of this year and next year is looking really well. I will let everybody know if we're going to be at the Sportsman Show this year. Last year was not the best turnout, and I wasn't able to. I actually wanted to go around and interview a lot of the vendors, and I didn't actually have time because I was pretty much at the booth by myself all day long. So yeah, it was hard to get out and do those things because when Dave and I would want to leave, we would have like a rush. So then we would, wait a little bit, and then it's like, okay, it's starting to slow down. let's put some of this stuff away so no one can just walk by and swipe it. Let's get some interviews done and then run back. And then, I'll get a text like, oh man, I was just at your booth and you guys weren't there. And it's just like, oh, dang it, you just missed us. So we want to make sure that we're there for everybody. And for the most part, if you come like during the week, if we do the Sportsman Show, if you come during the week, I actually don't come until later on in the day. So around like 3 o'clock, only because I have to work. And the Sportsman Show is pretty much right after the Arizona trip. So I have like no PTO pretty much at all. So that is why I am there late, and I'm not there like right as it opens. The very first year I was able to do that, but now since I've been doing these Arizona trips, I spend 7 or 8 days down in Arizona, and it pretty much eats up all of my PTO. So that is another reason why we might not have a booth, because we want to be there for everybody, and it might be a little bit easier for you guys just to catch us walking around. I might even be wearing a Hunter Orange hat to where you can pick me out, and then I'll also have like a Ridgeline Hunting Podcast shirt on to where you'll be able to find me pretty easy. If you want to come up and say hi, and maybe we can chat about the a hunt that you just finished in 25 and talk about something that's coming up in 26. Who cares? Come by, grab us. We love talking to people, so it's it's pretty much what we do all day long anyways. We talk to people. So yeah, well, that is an update in a crunch. Hopefully everybody is back on board, and everybody starts listening to the podcast. Get your friends and family out there talking about the podcast. Let them know that we are going to be start cranking out some podcasts, so go ahead and start listening again. And yeah, we're super excited. It's just this summer and into September was very, very busy. Well, number one, September, I was out weekend warrioring with David Sandana. He was out there elk hunting for archery season, and I was coming out on the weekends and calling. And hopefully here soon I'll be able to get that video done, and you'll be able to see that one. It's going to be the archery elk 2025. I don't know. I don't have the title yet, but something like that. Something along those lines. But that video is going to be coming out here soon. I just got to get everything put together, because Dave has a bunch of video that he has like on his phone. I have a bunch of video on my main camera and my phone, because the very last day it was just pouring down rain. There's a couple of shorts out there of like a quick glimpse of our 2025 elk season. Those are over on YouTube. So yeah, everyone, thank you so much. Thank you to all the sponsors that have been with us and new sponsors. Thank you so much for being a part of this whole adventure. And yeah, be listening for more podcasts coming out soon. If you are on YouTube, please hit the bell for notifications, thumbs up, leave a comment. The comments do help us, like, what do you want us to talk about? What do you want to hear about next? What do you want to hear about upcoming hunts? Maybe you have a shoulder injury and you want me to do a little bit more of a deep dive through my recovery and how I recovered so quickly. Put that in the comments. I don't mind going into my regiment, my everyday regiment, for healing as fast as I did. I was lifting 2 weeks out of my sling. Maybe it was a week and a half. I know before 4 weeks I was actually lifting weights with my physical therapy. So yeah, I can go over that. Leave that in the comments if you want to hear a podcast or a deep dive on my shoulder recovery. We can talk about that. Just leave a comment. And yeah, everyone, have a good night, and aim small, miss small.